Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime again. More Cthulhu worship, because come on, he's just huggable. Wisdom of the God. As events unfold within your cult, your followers will turn to you as judge and executioner. The most rewarding answer at first class may not be the most beneficial. Hey, Vorp. Alright, the game is paused. Let us see where we paused. We need to sacrifice an acolyte with at least 140 zeal, but we can't do that.
Do you hear his whisper?
For another 10 minutes. So we can't do a ceremony for 10 minutes. Mind you, that's once we start the old clock ticking again.
Embrace your destiny.
We have got lots of robes, though, now, so that's good. Finally. We don't have much in the way of cooked corn. We need some more of that. We have 2 corn cookers? Pretty sure we have 2 corn cookers. Bear with me a sec. Clam collector, corn plantation, sheep farm. Thought we had 2. Yeah, we have 2 corn cookers. One of them is not fully manned, however. Interesting. It's, now it is 4 out of 5. So we have all of our current, we do have
our
one
work for
free
our
employee, oh no, 1 homeless, so we need to build another house. Let's head back over to our other island where we'll drop another house in place. Oh heck, why not a couple? We'll go ahead and drop some more road in here too. We'll harvest the resources out of that. Head back to our primary home base. And start the clock again. We're running out of cooked corn. Yeah, I know. We have 2 corn cookeries. Why are we running out of cooked corn?
I serve the deep.
He serves the deep. Which is nice, you know.
Do you hear his whisper?
We have a couple more captives. Oh, we have a lot of captives we can educate. Re-educate. That doesn't happen too fast. In 4.5 minutes, we have another wave of followers coming. I'm going to need more houses for them, for sure. We'll head back over to the other island. And build a few more. I mean, we're going to need them. Back to the first island. So, something is happening there.
No one requires our goods, O High Priest.
My followers await my decision. We have a new issue that has popped up. Presumably back on the other island. Indeed it is. Pause for a moment. A young woman disappears in the woods. The search party finds her with a visible late-term pregnancy belly sticking out. Possible, as she was bare just days before. She yells that she was bestowed with a gift of the gods and cradles her overgrown, pale green, and oddly twitching belly. Protect the woman till the term that is rapidly approaching. This will give us another homeless and more fanaticism. Or we can banish the woman back into the woods. She'll cost us 10 patience from Cthulhu. We'll get 10 cooked corn and 10 clam. No, I think it's obviously a holy gift from Cthulhu himself. Bong. The woman births a healthy and normal-looking son, but the next day she disappears again into the woods, leaving her offspring behind. He grows as fast as her pregnancy, his smile full of pointed teeth and a faint smell of decay. Never uttering a word, silently obeying commands. You seen enough hentai comment here? Yeah. Turn up my mic. It is already set up. I moved it a little further, closer to my mouth. But it is already, I believe, at the max. Yes, it is. So let me check the properties and see if there's anything I can do about that. It is set on the maximum outgoing. I have heard that complaint occasionally in the past. I need to, give me a sec, I need to write it down so that I remember, because I'm old and I forget things. Let's see if we can't futz around later in Windows and get the volume up. I have written myself a note. As I have found in my advancing years, that is the best way for me to remember something, is to not remember it until I stumble over it and go, oh yeah. Ads will blast at full volume. You can barely hear me. That's better. Sorry. My apologies. I will look into it. Hopefully I can find an answer. I can turn it up a little bit in Windows. Although Windows has never been very good with sound stuff, so I'll try. All right, I will accept. We have our fanaticism has gone up. Everyone loves fanatics, right? A new brain, that would be helpful. I would, yeah, if you've got that same issue. I do find notes help. Another thing that helps with my short-term memory is saying things out loud. Seems silly, but my brain remembers the short-term stuff better if I say it out loud. God, I'm old. Eldritch Favor. What else can we spend some on to unlock things? Well, I don't see any reason that we shouldn't unlock the things that are relatively straightforward to unlock. We have nothing else that's unlockable. We have like 80 points. This is 45. We're going to unlock Iron Mine, Coal Mine, and Cemetery. Because I can. I don't have a need for them yet. We'll go back to our home base, so to speak.
Embrace your destiny.
I'll embrace my destiny. I'm going to go up to 2 times speed here to try and speed through to the ceremony hall a little bit faster. We need to sacrifice an acolyte. Oh, I should also check and see. Do we have any more fungus? Yeah, we have a little bit more fungus I can pick. Do we have any more worshippers who can be made acolytes? Okay, those are the acolytes I currently have. Do we have any more who can ascend? Does not look like it. So we have no initiates who can ascend yet. I'm not sure exactly what qualifies one for ascension.
We require workers, O High Priest.
Actually, you don't require workers.
We require workers.
You don't
O
require
High
it either
Priest.
because we're already
Do you
full.
hear his whisper?
We're full on the product you make, my
We
friend.
will be rewarded.
Fulfill the prophecy.
All right, we are starting to bank up some robes, but we're still low on cooked corn. So what else is using corn? Are the sheep?
We work for our God.
Cow farm? No, that just makes cows.
We fulfill the prophecy.
And the cows make
Let
beef
us
steaks.
pray.
Brewery?
Worship the great
Sheep
one.
farm. Yeah, that's just the sheep farm. So I don't know what else uses corn other than the corn cookers. So I guess I can like make another another corn field. Let me add a little more road here. Another corn factory field thing, whatever you want to call it.
Do you hear his
4
whisper?
minutes now. Our followers have arrived. I'm going to temporarily pause time. Alright, I added those two. And we added the cemetery. Increases zeal of followers living nearby. Followers assigned for prayer generate fanaticism points. Who doesn't like a little bit of extra fanaticism points? Well, right now we're in pretty good shape. We're getting a lot of fanaticism. We're getting 2,000 a minute, and 1,000 of that is going into the bank. The rest is taking care of the basics. All right. Can we have one more
We obey
stonemason, I think?
our work for our God. I serve
Let's
the
add a
deep.
second stonemason. We should have... We need one more house to house the rest of our people. Sure. So, do the cows who were raised by the cultists taste like squids? Horrors beyond human undertaking. Imagine an ad. Burger King, taste the horror. I would buy that. My assumption is the cattle are just eating grass, and so they taste like cows. Now, I could be wrong if they're feeding them seafood, which is certainly not impossible. Although they might consider that blasphemous. You know, after all, technically they worship an extraordinarily large bit of seafood themselves. So that might be considered, yeah, unwise, unfriendly, and it might reduce his patience with us. Okay, come on. Finish building, and we'll... I love well-made calamari. I should be clear about that.
We require workers, O High.
In my experience, however, it is really easy to make kind of bad calamari. So either it has to be cooked just a little bit, and it's incredibly tender and delicious, or it has to be cooked a lot, until once again it's tender and delicious. In between, it's Goodyear tire material. But I personally do love calamari. Flash fried calamari. Where were we? I needed to assign some workers to our new sheep farm. Already going to hell for all the bacon wrapped shrimp. You know, I'm not... That's possible. That's overkill. I love bacon as much as the next guy, but do you really, really get the shrimp if it's wrapped with bacon? Not that any excuse for eating bacon is not welcome. We have some new workers. Oh, definitely. This one... Oh, that's cows. That's not sheep. All right. That's the sandstone quarry. That one's not a particularly good worker, but, you know, you make do. Those will do for those. Wait, now you're saying it's a cardinal sin in a good way or a bad way? Because one could make the argument that the cardinal sins are actually good for
We require
this
workers,
guy.
O High Priest.
Yeah, you require workers. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. Wow. Okay, they have lots of workers. That is iron mine. Both of them. What about a shrimp wrapped in bacon? That's what he was talking about. What is that? Milkery. We don't have a milkery yet. All right, we have everyone employed there. We probably should make some more stuff over here, although we don't have This is not a very rich land in terms of space. But what else could we put over here? We could put some basic goods over here. We can drop... Do we have clams? We do have clam arrays, right? Yeah, we have clam collectors. Multiple clam collectors are already in place. We have multiple workers. What did we have workers for here?
We will be rewarded.
We have a sheep. Let's go ahead and drop a sheep farm. It's building. Time resumes. Now I want bacon. Thanks, guys. Actually, I did have bacon as part of the my dinner. I put a couple of diced up slices of bacon into my chili. Very large amount of taste for a very small amount of calories. I buy pre-cooked bacon because cooking bacon is so messy, and the pre-cooked stuff is very, very convenient. It's also low calorie. Entire package is 350 calories. It's 175 calories for 5 slices. That's a lot of flavor for 175 calories. Although Leviticus is a collection of old Jewish laws and not an actual list of God's commandments, people don't really get it. That can be true for a significantly large amount of things in the Old Testament and the New Testament. There is a website out there called, I can't remember the name. I think God Hates Shellfish, I think is the name. And it is specifically about the parts of the Old Testament where eating anything that lives in the sea and doesn't have gills and fins is an abomination. Let me go back to regular time here.
Do you hear his
Why?
whisper?
Why? We have corn. We have 3 corn cookeries. What on earth is
Let
going
us
on?
pray.
The butcher is not working. Why are they not working? Why are you not working? Do you not have any incoming moo?
Let us pray.
They must not have any incoming moo. Perhaps we should have another moo producer? We're set in ways
Do you hear
of
his
steaks.
whisper?
Got a lot of steaks, so that's going for us. The cows are basically heading straight into the butchery. You drowned your turkey this year and you had so much au jus that the turkey is gone, but gravy will go bad before it's consumed. That's all it's saying. I am a great believer that turkey itself is okay, but turkey makes incredible sandwiches. The best part of turkey for me, well, the best part of Thanksgiving for me was stuffing, always, and turkey sandwiches for the next couple of days. Unable to move goods.
I
That
serve the
is
deep.
the corn cooker. Why was that thing
Embrace your
non-functional?
We obey.
Do I not have? I do not have a full batch of people working on that. You're in. All right, so
destiny. Oblivion beckons.
We fulfill
that is the
prophecy.
brewery. They're waiting on corn.
I serve the deep.
We fulfill the prophecy.
They fulfill the prophecy. They sure do. What are we doing on? All right, sandstone bricks. We're doing well on pretty much everything except cows, which are being immediately butchered. What's going? Why is the cooked corn not managing to get better, faster, stronger? Are we done
Let
here
us
yet?
hear that.
We can now begin a ceremony. I'm going to do a little bit of ceremonial carving. Yes, it is every bit as horrifying as it sounds. Going to get a large turkey next year. Often pick up smoked turkey legs if you're going to be away from home. Yeah, smoked turkey legs is a good call. A friend of mine went the turducken route and said it lived up to the hype. Seems like a lot of work to me, but let's see. What would we like? We have a couple of good high quality sheep farmers here. We'll go with a Waitley. We're going to carve him. And yes, carving is quite bad. The Book of Symbols. Sunflower plantation. Let's see. So far we've got bedclothes and ointment. Oh, that's, I guess, the default one. Oh, this is how you can convert. Oh, now I understand. Okay. So he's a Waitley. Where's the exit? I guess I have to carve. Okay, we're going to carve him. I don't recall what he was. Wood, maybe? So, we can carve him into a shrine carver. And we're going to carve. It is pretty involved. Yeah, I mean, it is a city builder and not very, extraordinarily complex for a city builder. But it has a lot of weird, creepy-ass stuff. Devotion. Fanaticism changed plus 15. So now what I need to check and see if he is now available to become an acolyte. I need to sacrifice an acolyte. Remind you of the book you were writing? Ah. Something cosmic horror related? Active battle. Wait, what? Oh. They have attacked. That's not good. Can I summon a horror quickly? I need to lob away a couple of unemployed. You guys are elected. Sorry. So these things are shooting at me. This is the first time I have been attacked. I have done some attacking in my time. I am shooting back. Not especially effectively. We do have our sacrificial victim up there. He is leaping out. And there he is. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. Now, sadly, his life continues to go down over time. So we're going to have to do something with him rather than just have him die. We are running out of cooked corn again. Have I mentioned how irritating I find that we continually run out of cooked corn? Before I forget, put pause. We need to make another defense tower. Maybe two. Let's see. Conquest. Summoning ritual, pylon, blood drainer, defense tower. Yeah, we're going to make two. Now, we'll go back to our adorable little buddy here. You'll note that if you check on the right-hand side, you can see his life. It decreases over time. This is not like where he normally hangs out. Don't think you're going to get away, dude. You're trying to get away, but no, it's not going to work. Can he last long enough? Ooh, those guys will kill me. 3 of them will kill me. So let's instead head for the one larger boat. We may be able to finish that before. Nope, nope. We're going to make a quick turn and... We're almost dead. We are dead. Well, we took, pretty good, we dealt out some pretty significant damage. We now have 2 defensive towers guarding our main city. I was looking for followers of Ascension to see if we can ascend. It was a Waitley, I remember that. That was their last name. Not helpful if it's alphabetizing on the first name. Waitley. Looking for a Waitley. Wilbur Waitley is the name of the primary antagonist in Dunwich Horror, I believe. Waitley. Seriously. Now I can't find a Waitley. There he is, Bartholomew Waitley. I don't think I turned him into a robe maker. Maybe I did. Anyway, we don't have anyone who can ascend yet, so we can't... An active battle's in progress again, okay? Are they attacking my other city? They are. I think we should be able to build the second tower. And that should do it. If we need 2 of them, I think that'll be enough.
Yes.
That was fortunate. 7 more followers have arrived. Well, we've got more followers means we need more houses. Oop. Fine. We'll just do it the easy way. Fine. We'll do it the easy way. I'm going to put... a cornfield well down here. And enough road to reach it. Do that so often where I don't actually finish. I right-click to end it. I'm not sure I actually did that. That it actually got far enough. That will be far enough. Here, back to the other island. We need more houses. More houses, as we have lots and lots of more people. Basic goods? No. Building materials? No. Services? No. Core? Core. House. I don't know, is that considered prime real estate if you're right next to the sacrificial altar? I'm leaning towards yes. Alright, that ought to be enough. Oh, is that the followers? Is that more followers? Is that still more followers? I think it is. Or maybe that's just the ones who just arrived. The animation for it. Okay.
Do you hear his whisper?
We're not getting much in the way of cooked corn built up. Let's see.
Oblivion beckons.
If we want to have a ritual... We don't even have enough corn to do that ritual in the basic version, so... we will do this. Right horde, the main character carves up some villagers. No cult horror. Look, honey, they're sacrificing the mean kid Dennis. Yeah, but come on, Dennis is kind of a dick.
Oblivion beckons. Oblivion beckons.
Allows for the performing of ceremonies. Okay, so it's 5 more minutes until I can do another ceremony. And I'm going to need to sacrifice Ascended. I don't know why none of the rest of my followers... I have a lot of unemployed followers. New buildings available to be unlocked. Okay, let me pause while I see which new buildings are available. My followers await my decision. Probably on the island, the other island. Indeed. Why is that thing burning? Is there a repair function in here? I don't know.
Do you hear his whisper?
That's not... Oh, main storage. Yeah, that's not it. There we are. You are notified about a family whose pet is unnerving to the other followers. As you arrive, at first glance, the canine looks normal. Rough fur, dull eyes, and lazily wagging his tail. But then the wind changes, and coming from him is a mouth-watering smell of a most wonderful feast. Its effect is so strong you can barely contain yourself from approaching. Your followers are behind you. Eat the dog! That will reduce Cthulhu's patience by 20. Oh, we've got nothing but bad choices. Try to stop myself from approaching the dog. I lose 15 fanaticism. Or order to kill the dog before you lose control. We lose more. But that may have a different additional knock-on effect. We're going to kill it. Awakening. Fanaticism changed. This is my fanaticism. Let's check the other island. Insufficient workforce,
We
right.
require workers, oh.
But we have to place the corn first. We need fields. Why is that not working? I'm clicking it, but it's not letting me... Construction warning limit reach requires an adjacent building. Say what? All right, we'll put an adjacent building. Perhaps a corn cookery. Ritual favor available to claim. Back to the main island. Rotate. Pause.
Fulfill the prophecy.
Ritual. Oh, that ritual.
Oblivion beckons.
Up, and that takes... Cthulhu takes his tic-tac. Oh, nothing goes to waste.
Let us gather.
Back to the other island.
We require workers, O High Priest.
Ah. Corn. Congratulations. You're now gainfully employed. Reach a total population of 100. I have 100 people. For now. Numbers are flexible. Alright, build it, build it, build it. More cookery. Another cookery. It's done. Cookery.
We require workers, O...
Yeah. You require workers. I know. There you go. You got all kinds of workers. Back to Dream Shroud Island.
Embrace your destiny.
Another 2.5 minutes, then I'm going to sacrifice an acolyte.
Let us gather.
I can put worshippers here. The Ascension... Close. Pause. Let's see. The Ascension Altar allows for fungus cultivation needed for follower ascension. Assign workers to the fungus to speed up the fungus cultivation. Maximum cultivated slots is 4. If they are filled, the cultivation stops. To ascend a follower, select the Ascension tool from the radial menu and select the housing of the follower you wish to ascend. Well, we've got some old housing here, right?
We obey.
Default, repair, ascend. Huh, I didn't have to do that previously. Ascension not possible. Follower, okay, the follower's needs are not fulfilled. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not sure exactly what part of their needs are not being fulfilled. I was heading over here for a reason. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I was... that's what it was. I was going to repair. Click on that. We repair. There we are. We also, I think, need to repair here as well. No, that's right. I destroyed 1 and then I built 2. So we're fine on that account. Right.
He will awaken.
We're still not building up any cooked corn, and I do not know why. Got boatloads of cornfields, and as far as I can tell,
Let us gather.
I don't have a huge... I'm not capped on corn, so all of the corn cookery should be cookering away. So I don't understand what the deal is.
Do you hear his whisper?
Continue ritual. I'll get back to that in a minute.
Embrace your destiny.
We've got 48 seconds. I'm going to double time. And then we're going to sacrifice an acolyte with at least 140 zeal to reward 30 Cthulhu's patience. He's getting cranky with us. Sacrifices. Right, sacrifice an acolyte. Activating the Dream Spire. The Dream Spire's on the other island. I have to sacrifice him here. No, that's not live right now. Back to Dream Shroud we go. I'm going to pause for a second here and make sure I get this right.
He will awaken.
Light chosen sacrifices ablaze. Fanaticism. You can either lose or gain fanaticism. Gain a great amount of faith, and you get his patience. Well, these two... And we need an Ascended, an Acolyte. They all have the required amount. I have more wood than I know what to do with, so... Alright, now, I get to throw dust on each of them. Blue alchemical dust. A couple of nights ago when I was playing this for the first time, I had one of the viewers commented that this game is a little messed up. Or no, said, this game's a little fucked up. And then maybe 20 minutes later again, no, this game is really fucked up. He's not wrong. And gain 22 Cthulhu's patience, plus we should get 30 more for the Acolyte. And 2,200 faith. Yes, we did also get the additional... Yeah, there's the 30 patience. Very well, his dreams are placated when you prove your worth. Your devotion should be displayed more frequently. The Dream Spire awaits. So now... we go back.
His dreams are placated when you prove your worth. Your devotion should be displayed more frequently. The Dream Spire awaits.
And we go back over here where the Dream Spire is. Is that actually getting repaired? Should be. Anyway, the Dream Spire is up. We'll press the button. Is it going to stay lit this time? The spire is lit. Dream Spire request. Your god appreciated you and gave you access to the Dream Spires. Each Dream Spire has its own request. Completing them brings you closer to awakening the Cthulhu. It's in early access. It has some grammatical imperfections. Click the Dream Spire to learn about its request. Sacrifice an acolyte with 150 zeal. Pay in Dream Spire 40,000 faith, and you're rewarded 30 patience. Reach awakening level of cult fanaticism. Pay in Dream Spire 40,000 faith. Choose my path. Oh, I have to choose one, huh? I think we're already in awakening, so.
You arrived.
And complete it to be rewarded. I don't have to pay the 40,000 now because the 30 reward would roll over the top. I have less than 30 free space. So I will leave that in place for now. It would be almost all of my faith that I have banked up too.
There is no outpost in range, O High Priest.
Outpost storage, I guess. Storage, I'm guessing. No. Storage. Is that going to fit? It is going to fit. Back to home base.
Fulfill the prophecy.
Let's see, because right now, yeah. We would lose 6 of his patients. So there's no point in activating the sacrifice just yet. And how is that going? I wanted to check on this.
Embrace your destiny.
Carve an effigy, and this. We don't have any iron bars or bottled milk yet. And we certainly don't have enough cooked corn that we can even conceive of that. So. Oh, we've got, I'm assuming, that is about, yeah, that's about the Dream Spire. I'm not going to cash that in until his patients hit 170. I just consider that good business. That does not seem to be getting repaired very quickly. Ah, there we go. UI malfunction on my part. Insufficient workforce on the sheep farm. Alright.
We obey.
We obey.
We will be rewarded.
Yes, we will be rewarded. 6 more followers have arrived. I need more housing. I wish the housing was managed a little more, in a more tidy fashion. You know, so that you could less laboriously have to add additional houses for each newcomer on the island. Islands.
Do you hear his whisper?
Ah, we're finally starting. I say that. Yep, we're finally starting to collect enough cooked corn that I will be able to do some nicer, rituals. Sacrificial pile is now available. And the next tier of stuff has opened up. Milkery, bottlery, blast furnace, smeltery, and idol carver. Sacrificial pile. Turn resources into faith. Interesting. How close can I zoom in? Pretty close. The details, not bad, actually. That guy's got bandy legs. Looks like pretty much everyone's got bandy legs. But now, I actually hadn't zoomed in that far. I like how some the buildings like these, this is a house, but it's got this baleful glowing windows. Paying the Dream Spire, it's gonna. What are we at? We're at 170. I'm gonna pay out the Dream Spire. There we go. You come one step closer to awakening Cthulhu, accept the new enlightening. merely the beginning.
You shall see this uncharted world, and I shall reveal the path, and you are destined to prevail.
Your grandfather planted corn like one year, and then he planted sugar once. Guess who had to keep the deer out of it and cut like 2 acres of it? If I had to guess, you can continue playing on the current map or go back to the main menu and pursue other paths. So in essence, I have finished the tutorial for the game. By the way, if you're not familiar with Cthulhu, that's pretty much him in a nutshell. Not a bad representation of him. He only actually appears in one story, the classic The Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. There is a paper and pencil role-playing game called Call of Cthulhu from Chaosium, which is awesome. I played the Call of Cthulhu game on stream a few years back. Played through to completion. I seldom play a game to completion. I enjoyed that one. Before I forget, if any of you have Prime, Twitch Prime, no, I'm not asking you to give me your sub. Do that to somebody else. I don't need the $2.50 because I'm retired. But if you have Twitch Prime on Prime Gaming right now, every week they have giveaways. One of them is a free copy of Dredge right now for off Good Old Games. I think now they call it Galaxy of Games, but Good Old Games, GOG. A free copy of Dredge. Dredge was the best game I played last year. Best new game I played last year. So if you have Twitch Prime Gaming, get your free copy of Dredge. I'm going to go back to the hub. I wish to exit the game and return to the hub screen. Beware the man cloaked in yellow and his deceit. That's always good advice. Blasphemy in yellow, the next step of your journey toward awakening. You ever see the weird movie Call of Cthulhu? I did not. I have seen a couple of the various movies that have been made. Lovecraft's work, at least in the US, most of it is now in the public domain. I remember seeing Dagon. Most of them have been disappointing. There were the sort of the pastiche ones that were done. The Herbert West Reanimator movies. There was also a pretty decent one of From Beyond, made by the same guys who did the Reanimator movies. The next step of your journey towards awakening the Great Old One leads you to a forsaken archipelago. Will you withstand the insidious subterfuge and malevolent hatred that seethes against your god? Normal difficulty leads your cult with visions bestowed by your god. Starting funds, 25,000 faith. Controlled units strength, HP and power increased by 5%. Cumulative limit of horrors from pylons +1. I actually have to look and see what the other options are in just a second. Let's see, we got Twisting Path. Goat Marsh. That's a nice Lovecraftian name. Blasphemy in Yellow. That's the Dream Shroud. That's the one we just finished. So that was basically the tutorial. We have these others that are going to be coming in the future. The game is in early access, so they have, looks like 4 of the scenarios ready to go. They have a visual novel of Dagon now. It's really nice. I have, there is a book publishing company called, I think it's Arkham House. Pretty sure it's Arkham House. And I have all of their hardbound editions of all of his fiction. All of Lovecraft's fiction. So yeah, I've been a Lovecraft fan for a very long time. The first story I ever read, I remember distinctly, was The Lurking Fear. The covers of the softbound books at that time had really creepy looking covers. That was what drew me to it. I assumed the name Lovecraft was a pen name. What a perfect name for a horror writer. Lovecraft. Seriously. So the first one I read was The Lurking Fear. The one I remember, as far as the sort of more conventional stuff goes, my favorite of his is Rats in the Walls. I'm a huge fan of At the Mountains of Madness and most of the classics, Call of Cthulhu, The Dunwich Horror. So, there is an easy difficulty. Your cult flourishes beneath the blessings of your god. Starting funds, 30,000 faith. Controlled unit strength increased by 20%. Cumulative horrors from pylons +3. Your people generate more faith. Additional arriving followers. Decreased Cthulhu's patience fall-off speed. Slower rise in horrors prices. Mixed feelings about Lovecraft and Poe. Lovecraft the person was pretty messed up in a lot of ways, but he knew it and admitted it and was better in his later years. Poe also had a difficult life. They were both, I think both of them were, their work was largely informed by their life. So that's easy. Hard is partake in the challenge devoid of your god's blessing. You start with 20,000 faith. Patience fall-off speed from Cthulhu is faster. Faster rise in horrors prices. Followers have increased material consumption. Oh, so it's just hard. They don't have a super hard difficulty. A little surprised by that. I'm going to go easy because I'm old and crappy at games. Who's a good doggy? Not afraid of cosmic horror, and while most of Poe's writings are great, some mostly make you bored. Yeah, I can see that. Poe was definitely a lot more mix and match stuff, and I find the cosmic horror more interesting in the abstract than the writing, but I like the fact that it feels like there's a greater forces in motion. Poe had a lot of issues, shall we say. All right, well, here we are.
We have reached land. Order your followers to gather the supplies they have brought on our voyage.
I'll do that after I pause. Up. Do not.
Have you forgotten that Cthulhu's patience is waning?
Oh, he.
Dream spiral will impact our Lord's patience. Yet before you may gain
It's starting at 120. So the Big C is a little unhappy with us. I guess those are my initial starting things. We are collecting our materials. What's he got for us?
You may be curious about the nature of this statue. Your predecessors used it to manifest their reverence for the Old One. Follow their example, express your faith, and boons will be bestowed upon you in kind.
Cool.
But, my high priest, our people are not ready yet. Their fanaticism is weak after the voyage.
About trauma to me, there is no good writing. It's just your opinion. I don't know, I think you can get the inspiration, but to sort of wander afar from the more standard methods of expression, I think, some kind of trauma is sadly, I don't think necessary, but often beneficial. What is... That's a nice statue. Gotta give them that. They built a nice statue. Let's see.
Fulfill the prophecy.
We've got some ingredients. those? Pillars? Another good example of that is Van Gogh, who obviously had mental issues. So I don't think it's necessary for great art, but it is a factor in a good amount of it. We'll do a pylon. All right, so let's start building. This is going to have to be our starting point, I think. Where to start? I mean, we're going to put eventually clam shacks there. I guess we can start like that. Get that, we'll clear that out, and we'll drop our first stings. A lumberjack and a lumber mill. AI can't even keep up with me. It doesn't like to answer my questions, and it definitely has to be whipped to get it to criticize most of your work. Yeah, those are functions that are difficult for AI. You've got to remember the way generally most AI works is as a Mad Lib, an ongoing Mad Lib, where it starts with what is the most likely first word of a sentence, and it will break that first word up into 50% of the time it's going to be the word the, 30% of the time it's going to be history, and 20% of the time it's going to be these other words. And then it rolls a die, and it does that for every single word in turn. That is how the majority of generative AI works. And it's amazing that it functions at all. But things like prompt engineering are very, very important for getting anything decent out of AI. Unless it is a purpose-built AI. Well, that is 100%. So that's going to get built there. Turn back on the clock here. We need houses. Not the same AI that you were working on in the late 90s. No. No, generative AI stuff is quite different. I need a builder's shack to make things. And we're going to need a lumber mill as well. That can go there. We'll drop some more road. see. We can start continuing to deconstruct the stuff that's stuck out here in the woods. More planks. Sacrifice. A follower in the sacrificial altar. I'm going to have to make a sacrificial altar. Don't have much in the way of favor yet. Ritual site. Beacon altar. Beacon. No, wait, that was bacon. New buildings available to be unlocked. Let us pause for a second and see what those are. Alright, sacrifice altar. Yeah, that would be the one we're going to need. As you can see, the game's pretty deep. We only got to, realistically, I unlocked these, but we never used Iron Mine, Coal Mine, or the Cemetery, or any of the others. I unlocked these as well. So basically, the only things we actually used in the tutorial were the first 12 unlocks. Sorry, first 22 unlocks. These are all available to unlock right now. I just don't have the currency for it yet. Building the sacrifice altar. I believe that's got to go up here. Yep. AI is an incredible tool for use and misuse. Right now, it is just the latest iteration of technology that people can smell money coming off of. And so everybody is rushing to get some kind of product out. That whether it uses AI or they just say it uses AI. Most of it is, most of it's going to be that second thing.
We require workers, O High Priest.
I'm sure you do. How about 2 lumberjacks then?
High Priest, the station performance is
require
inadequate.
workers.
And
No zeal among the faithful. Inspect any worker at their station and survey their dwelling to discern their yearnings.
okay, and check their dwelling to deserve their yearnings. I can demolish it. Default, repair, send. Let's see, generated faith, zeal, needs. He needs an elder's temple and a re-educator. Can't make those yet. Does help you to write faster and with research because you also write nonfiction. Yeah, I think it is a great, I think from what I have seen, it is an excellent tool for creators to use to inspire and point them. Not to replace them, not that kind of stuff, but for people to say, give me 20 ideas about this, 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 and this. And they'll just spit out literally randomly generated, but theoretically not nonsensical, topical responses. You read through the responses, and maybe that is something that gives you the inspiration to do something. One of the streamers I watch, Zizarin, he's primarily a PoE streamer, said that what he'll do is, he'll feed in a couple of possible things that he's looking for a suggestion for a video he could make about Path of Exile or something else. And then what happens is he'll get like a list of 20. And usually he can get an idea or two about something that, oh yeah, I would like to make a video about that. So in that way, it is an actual helpful tool. It is not replacing, it is enhancing the creator's ability to come up with stuff, especially someone who has to do it all the time the way he does. We've got this. Your people feel uncomfortable working with Jacob ever since he started walking around with nails driven into his skull. With each passing day, more nails appear and Jacob behaves as if he doesn't notice them. Jacob has been consecrated by our God's revelation. Order the doubters to be disciplined and have the acolytes examine the patterns of the nail to uncover the truth there. Jacob may have received vision from the Lord, but it's also possible he's fallen ill. Keep a close watch over him. Last time I did this, command the unbelievers to replicate the patterns of the nails on their own heads. I believe I got positives from there was a positive for this one and a positive for this one, and I believe when I did this I got both positives. I'm going to do this one again, and we're going to see if we get the same result, which should be we would lose 5 patience but gain 5 fanaticism. That's right, that's what it was. It was doubled. So in fact, this appears to not have a random effect in it, that if you select it, you double both of the other things. So I lost 10 patience, but gained 10 fanaticism. Wow, it said plus 10. I take that back. It was doubled. It was mislabeled. Oops. I need more housing, because I have 7 more people. Eldritch Favor. What else can we build? We've got that. Building materials. There's nothing else we can... Grand Altars. We can't build any of those yet. So we can't do the sacrifice yet. Oh, yes we can.
Do you hear his...
Rituals. After paying the base price of a ritual, you additionally sacrifice anyone from among your followers. Sacrificing a cult member guarantees an increase of Cthulhu's patience. The higher the sacrifice zeal, the more of his patience you'll receive. In other words, feed him the really zealous followers and he's happier. You can just write a bunch of nonsense and it can change pitches for movies, games, outlines. It can also take blocks of abstract information and organize it. Yeah, there are certain things. It is a remarkably powerful tool if you're using it correctly. And it sounds like you're using it in a very productive fashion. Perplexity. Yeah, I know who Perplexity is. Made a bad mistake and gave you a year for free. You've already broken it a couple of times already. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Perplexity. I don't remember exactly what it was they did not too long ago. They did something that put them on my list of tech companies I don't trust. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember it was Perplexity. Let's try to begin a ritual. Do we have enough wood? We should. So, we definitely want to get as much Eldritch Favor as we can so that we can unlock stuff. And we're going to sacrifice a follower, too. One of the unemployed is going to be sacrificed. That's going to give us only 2, it looks like. I'm not sure that's worth it. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I need the I need employees more than I need. Although I do need to sacrifice. It is one thing I have to do. Sure. Well, let's see. We can sacrifice him. No. Yeah, we'll sacrifice one of the clammers. We had a quest for it.
The patience of Cthulhu shall be fortified upon the ritual's completion. Now,
the Dream Spire awaits. Yes, it does.
Oblivion beckons.
Oblivion beckons. Complete 4 Dream Spire requests before Cthulhu's patience runs out. I think it started at 120, so it's a little higher than it was to begin with.
Before you can proceed to the place where the Old One slumbers,
I have a couple friends who are reasonably heavy hitters in AI. The ethics of AI makes it difficult to write on occult or horror war topics. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely. I would think it'd be a little bit easier if you aim it at cosmic horror than if you aim it at sort
Our
of
master's patience is
splatterpunk
waning
type horror.
rapidly. We must hurry, perform deeds that please him, and demonstrate our devotion.
But it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, the attempt to remove certain completely predictable human behaviors from a number of things that the AIs will produce for is definitely an issue. We gained 2 patients. And we have more Eldritch Favor, so we can do some more unlocks. Let's see. Nothing there yet. Clams. Clam Shack. Baby, that's where it's at. Ceremony Hall. Elder's Temple, we kind of need too. Alright, I have unlocked a couple more things that we can build. We need a clam shack. Maybe that's where it's at. And sooner or later, we're going to need a second clam shack, so let's build that now. We are running out of robe. I'm not surprised, we're not making any.
Let us gather.
We do have some captives, though. That's nice. Why is that?
Be rewarded.
Deployed 2.
We will be rewarded.
Okay.
We require workers, O High.
Yes. Well, you get 2.
Priest.
We have our next batch of followers is coming up in a minute and a half. We're going to need more houses. Did I leave space enough in there? I don't think I did. Oh, we've got something else going on. A boat. No? Is that like an enemy horror? I don't know. Brace yourselves, you will be tested.
Brace yourselves. You will be tested.
Like my book, Handbook of the Necromancer, it refuses to talk about it. I'm working on a second edition and a new book. Something in it is evil, not just like the Keys of Solomon. It just doesn't. Interesting. Yeah, it is. I wonder where it draws the line between something that is clearly a work of fiction and something that is has a historical basis, like the Keys of Solomon. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't leave space. I'm a dope. I'm a dope. That is correct, I think. Yeah, that should be fine. More houses. I did it again. I seem to do it every single time. I don't finish out my clicking correctly. That's going to give us 4 more houses. 6, I guess. We put them on both sides. And the other thing we needed to build was the Elder's Temple. That'll go there.
High Priest, there is something I have not yet revealed.
Uh-huh, and what's
I
that?
hesitated, fearing it might be a delusion of my mind.
Yeah, well, it might be.
Now, I am certain we were being watched. Perhaps since we were residing on Dream Shroud.
Oh no, it's nonfiction. It's about exorcism and protection and other key skills. If you wanted to summon a demon, you'd have to go somewhere else. All right, we saw it. That's not us. Those guys have much better horrors going than me. This is Worshippers of Cthulhu. It is a city builder where we're building a city to help raise Cthulhu from the deep.
Rebuild the defense towers of our predecessors. This is our only hope.
I will do that if we have the materials. So, in short, it's a city builder. Enemy attacks. Blasphemous ships will attack your shores at time intervals. They'll persist at your shores until defeated. To rebuild a structure, select to clear it from debris, then continue as with a regular building by connecting it to a builder's shack.
High Priest, the enemy is nearing, and your people, eager as they are, need to prepare to construct defensive towers to repel the attack.
Working on it, dude. Working on it.
Perhaps we can rebuild the towers left by our predecessors. The
Started
materials
dredge.
left should
It is
suffice
a bit
if
of
we
a
take the
slow
time
burner.
to clear the rubble. However, note that the tower will require an abundance of faith to sustain its operation.
We're running out of robe. Not connected to main storage. Right. I can do that. I can take care of that. How close can you zoom in? Pretty close. Enough to see the baleful glow in the windows. It's actually relatively detailed, you know? You did the only obvious thing and installed 2 engines. That is correct. You can have multiple engines, multiple lights, multiple different... You can have, you know, a net on one side and a deeper fishing thing on the side. There's a lot going on in Dredge. It is definitely a slow burner.
My relentless acquaintances, they will do anything to stop you from awakening our God.
Let me pause again. Demolish, default, repair. Did we get another ship arrive? How many citizens do we have now? There we go. That one's repaired.
Ships, High Priest.
Yeah.
Ships adorn.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, the guy'll just never let it go.
In yellow. We must prepare our defenses at once.
What do you think I'm doing, dude? That one should now be fixed. And why can I not access this one? I don't know. That worked this time? It did, okay. We've got a couple more... Oh, and more ships over... Oh, okay. Whatever that was this one... Yeah, okay. Not connected to storage. We can fix that. repair. We're working on the repairs as fast as we can. That's going to be a really, really long road. Not bad. All right, that part of the city is protected. Repair. And repair. Probably going to take a while for the repairs to get out there. What else can we make? Well, we have made that, so that's good.
We require workers, O High Priest.
I'm sure you do. Oh, excellent. Lots and lots and lots of clam workers. We are going to be
I serve the
hip
deep.
deep in clams. So let's see. Clam fritters for breakfast. Clam chowder for lunch. Clam chowder with clam sauce for dinner. Raw clams for dessert. Maybe clam ice cream? 4 minutes and 16 seconds to the shunned isle attack. Oh, we've got a thing. All right. You are notified about a family whose pet is unnerving to the other followers. As you arrive, at first glance, the canine looks normal. Rough fur, dull eyes, and lazily wagging tail. But then the wind changes, and coming from him is a mouth-watering smell of a most wonderful feast. Its effect is so strong you can barely contain yourself from approaching. Your followers are behind you. Eat the dog will give us more patience. You do not hold back. First to plunge your teeth into this gift of the gods, the smell and the taste fill you with unimaginable bliss. Feeling camaraderie with people around, sharing this feast as you tear and devour his body. As you finish, you feel a presence wiggling in your brain. Content. Clam du jour, sure, absolutely. You know what you did. Choose to eat the dog. That's the achieve I just completed. Are we getting anywhere close? Oh, we're getting close. We've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds. I think that's all of the defenses we have available to us. Oh, we have a source of coal. That's nice. Source of sand. Let's go ahead and clean up the rest of this stuff. Let's see. Do we need more houses? It says we need more houses. So, you know what that means. It means we can build more houses. And more houses. Again, that's one of the few complaints I have about the game so far is the Managing the housing seems to be a bit busy workish. In other words, I wish you could, lay out a housing area and it would automatically fill it with houses as they were needed. We are 2 minutes and 15 seconds from the Shunned Isles attack. Sacrifice 6 followers, gather 30 robes, have 25 followers, and gather 30 clans. I have to choose one of these. It's going to be much easier for us to gather 30 clans.
You arrived.
We have 12 Eldritch Favor. Ceremony Hall, allow for the performing of ceremonies that yield various bonuses and stuff. We're going to get the corn plantation started, I think. And we need to run another ritual, I do believe, as well.
He will awaken.
We need more Eldritch Favor. But I'm not going to sacrifice anyone. We need the employees. We are 1 minute and 4 seconds away.
High Priest, the enemy will arrive soon. I implore you to defend the shore.
Dude, I've got all of the defense things repaired. Chill. He's such a worrywart. We just do not have an enormous amount of space for expansion here. Ritual Favor is available for claim.
Fulfill the prophecy.
Eldritch Favor gained 38. We've got 6 seconds. Are these the attackers? Or are they going to attack here? Huh? That answers that question. They have a critter. Wow, multi-phased attack. That's kind of a dick move. You can repair structures using the repair tool, right?
High Priest, blasphemous ships are approaching the shore of our island, the Shunned Isle. Prepare to repel the attack.
Did they already destroy one of my defense towers? They did. Nothing's attacking there. They blew up one of my defense towers. I'm not happy with that result. There we go, we got that.
High Priest, we have repelled the attack, but more will surely follow.
I'm sure they will.
We must secure every island we capture and hold it under your domain.
38 minutes and 55 seconds to the next attack. Building shore defense is recommended. Thanks. I never would have thought of that on my own. That's Alright, we can now make corn plantation. Sadly, they take up lots of space. We're running out of cooked corn. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Such a help. Well, not really. They managed to knock out one of my defense towers. So that was unwelcome. some damage right now.
We require workers. Oh,
Do we have any? We have some cornies. Congratulations. Get to work.
High Priest.
Corn cookery next. I don't think we need to unlock that. Corn plantation. We have corn cooker. Now we have. Next up will be the ceremony hall. Oh, defensive towers. We need that. Conquest. Defensive tower. I clicked on that one to repair. Why isn't it actually repairing? Clock is rolling here. It should be repairing.
We need field.
We need fields. Yes, you're entirely correct. I kind of forgot to put the fields in. It's an easy mistake. Anyone could make that kind of mistake. And now the cookery. Instruction warning. Insufficient favor. Oh dear. Don't have favor for it. Time for another sacrifice.
He will awaken.
Followers await my decision. I'm sure they do.
Of a million bacons.
They await my decision. Let's pause time. Always overdo towers and turrets. Sometimes in StarCraft, just having good defense gives you an advantage. Yeah, I tend to overdo that kind of thing too. Your people notify you about a family found at dinner gathering, sitting motionless with empty eyes and faces contorted in a scream. In the middle of the table lies a matte, perfectly round sphere. The rest of the family is unaffected. Order them to barricade the door to that room and never enter it. Unknown consequences. We get 30 Eldritch Favor, but we'd lose 10 Fanaticism. We can order the separate remaining family members, then remove and bury the others as compensation. Take everything possible from the room, but do not touch the sphere. 2 robes, 4 cooked corn, 10 fanaticism. Master, please take Molly the whore. She knows too much about my kinks. Well, Molly goes to confession regularly, so I know about them too. I'm going to have the rest of the... Order them to barricade the door and leave those people all in place. I got 2 additional homeless. The family in the house experiences a strange anomaly. The residents begin to swell and grow. Shortly afterward, from the disgustingly smelly dwelling emerged 2 pairs of identical people, skeletal and thin, as if their mass had just formed one. The sphere slowly descends until it buries itself in the ground, leaving only one name in the eyes of those present: Shub-Niggurath, another one of the dark gods. We have a whole bunch more followers around. Time for more housing. Let's see. Not where we want to go with that. I'm not sure. Hold on. Never mind. Yeah, I know we're running out of cooked corn. Would you please just shut up about it? God, it's always something with these demanding people. Let's see. A couple more houses. No, that's where we want it. Good. Road. That was 2 more houses. We're going to need 5 more. Back to 4 more houses? No, that's 4. We need 3 more. All right, that should take care of those issues. Are we ready to claim? No, we're not ready to claim.
Fulfill the prophecy.
That's going to take a minute. Turn on the clock again, and we'll claim, and then we'll have enough fervor we can build the corn cookery. StarCraft characters never complained this much. Well, come on. Either they're Zerg, in which case complaining is not a factor. I mean, any more than ants complain to the queen. They're the Protoss, in which case they'll just use their tech to wizard up the answer they're looking for. Or they're Terrans, in which case, you know, they're servicemen, and they know not to complain. All complaining is going to get you is KP. I have built 100 buildings. And
Fulfill the prophecy.
my favor. Now we can make the cookery. And we've got something here. Did we hit? We hit the Dreamspire. Our first Dreamspire quest is complete. We need to get 4 of those done before his patience runs out. That's 1.
You arrived.
I accept the boon. You come 1 step closer to awakening of Cthulhu. Accept the new enlightening ritual blessings. That was 50 patience. Oh, he's almost to the cap.
I hear the ground beneath the Dreamspire trembling. Its song reveals a source of power to you. A page from the Necronomicon. Its song beckons us.
Page
Search for it.
for the Necronomicon. Okay, cool. Search for it. What does that entail? Find 0 of 1 Necronomicon page, the Black Reef. Black Reef. I like the name.
We require workers, O
Uh-huh.
High Priest.
Do we have any cookers? We have some cookers. We have a couple of cookers. That's going to do it. Those are the only 2 cookers we've got. So the others are just going to be, let's see, a lumberjack, and he's okay. A sheeper and a sheeper. There you go. We've got fully employed corn cookery going on now. Find the Necronomicon. Is the Black Reef the title, or is that the location? These guys seem to have highly advanced defensive towers and a bunch of ships. That is Sharnog. Feel kind of insulted by the Necronomicon. Well, it is kind of blasphemous to existence. Enemy dock with villagers. That's a galley. And those go to like class 2 enemy defense towers. Why is this one not getting repaired? I have told it to repair multiple times. I didn't click. That one's on me. My bad. My bad. All right, so the corn is getting made. It's getting cooked, so to speak. Let's see, we have 36 Eldritch Favor. A fire station extinguishes burning buildings in range. I didn't know that was a thing. Beacon Altar, attracting new followers. Ascension Altar, allowing you to ascend followers. Festival Altar, a sacred site where you invoke festivals to temporarily raise the zeal and the power of your horrors. I'm going to need the ceremony hall to open up the next tier, so we'll go with that. We've got 21 left. Summoning ritual site. That's how you summon horrors to fight for you. Pylon increases summoned horror limit. Blood Drainer, Sheep Farm, Robe Maker. Building unlocked, ceremony hall. Yeah, sure. That seems good to me. As I said, space is at a bit of a premium. If I wanted to build yet another defensive tower, doesn't looks like that and that would be my choices. I am playing Worshippers of Cthulhu. It is essentially a cosmic horror themed city builder. I've got houses. I've got, ceremony halls, builder shacks. Right now, I still only have wood that I'm making. We're collecting clams. We're growing corn and cooking it. We have Elder's Temple. We have defense towers. We have an entire line of buildings and other things we can make. Less like Civ, more like... there are a number of them. What are the... like the 1800 AD or that kind of game where it's a city builder, but more sort of a colony builder. The Necronomicon and other books portray necromancers as completely evil with no redeeming qualities. Well, it depends on which reference to the Necronomicon you're talking about. The Necronomicon pops up in all kinds of written work. I mean, just because the guy who wrote it was reportedly torn to shreds in Damascus by an invisible creature in full daylight in front of witnesses doesn't necessarily mean that necromancers are evil. So, it is a game with a sort of a pretty deep construction tree. All the way down here at the very bottom, you're building ointment workshop, bit kinky, crystal mine, sunflower oil press, a cathedral of Cthulhu. Yeah, it has a very significant dark streak running through it, as you would expect. People watching, only 4 likes. It's a strange little game. But then I kind of like a dark eldritch streak. Cosmic horror through my games in a strange way. If you have Prime Gaming from Amazon Games, right now you can claim a free copy of Dredge, which was my favorite game from last year. It is a fishing game with a thread of dark cosmic horror through it. It's a strange little gem. Emphasis on the strange. That's that. Chopping down the trees. How are our numbers?
Embrace your
looking?
destiny.
We have not built up any cooked corn, so to speak, yet. We've got plenty of clams and plenty of planks. The rest of the stuff is sort of iffy.
I serve the deep.
I serve the
Let
deep.
us gather.
Do I not have...
I serve the deep.
Fulfill
Does
the
that
prophecy.
not currently have materials? Is that what the problem is?
We will be rewarded.
Yeah, that's working now. Let's see, what are the costs on... The upkeep is 30. Build another one there. And we can build one there. If necessary, we can have up to 4 of them. Alright, that's good to know. I'm going to build another one right now. Make sure we've got a road that reaches it. I'm not sure it reaches it. How about I zoom in and see if it reaches it? I don't know if that counts as reaching it or not. I guess we'll find out. We'll see if it gets built. Thinking about writing fiction books about things before the Great Flood, that's kind of like cosmic horror. That it would be classified as cosmic horror. I mean, it would depend on your approach to it. Certainly you could make it into cosmic horror. Antediluvian cosmic horror.
Embrace your destiny.
Oh, so we do have Flame of Purification, so we can do sacrifices, or we can do ceremonial carving, since you asked. And this is particularly, I'm going to go with weird. I'm going to carve Calpurnia Leng. Little bit disturbing, you might think. I would think that too. Well, the pasta press is pretty far down on the tech tree. So Calpurnia is now going to be a specialist in cow farming. And our fanaticism's gone up, which is nice. We have a long way to go before we can get to the next tier, you know. Let's see. We've completed 1 out of 4 Dreamspire requests. 31 minutes and 29 seconds until the next time we're going to be attacked. On the clock. And I have to find a Necronomicon page. I'm not sure if that is... The Black Reef is where it's titled or where we find it. I think that must be a place. No, maybe not. Because it was a thing because it was orange and the Shunned Isle is orange. But no, Cthulhu's patience runs out. So I'm not sure where we find the Necronomicon page.
Let us gather.
Alright, that one finished. We're demolishing the old ruined buildings on the island, is what we're doing there. Okay, that one did work. Excellent. Well, if that one worked... then we're going to want one there, too. Giants in those days, and Nephilim. Yeah. Well, the Nephilim were the children of angels and mortals. And yeah, there was the talk of the giants in those days. I don't know if we need another one here, because there's nothing they could really destroy that... No, eventually we're going to have stuff out there, but not yet.
Embrace your destiny.
I will embrace my destiny. 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 No
I
escaping
serve the
it for me. Okay. I do not understand. Okay, it's like, what, 30 seconds, I guess, production time.
Our work
And this one is
for our
producing corn.
Fulfill the prophecy.
Global storage. We're not full on anything yet. How is it we don't have corn or cooked
God. We
corn?
obey. We obey.
We outback. What do we need? We need a re-educator still. We need robes.
Embrace your destiny.
We gotta get robe making and we gotta get sheep.
Embrace your destiny.
I am embracing my destiny.
Embrace your destiny.
And I can't run another ceremony there for 6.5 minutes.
Honor the teachings.
We can throw some worshippers in there, I think. Yeah, we've got people who aren't actually doing anything right now. Congratulations. Your job, should you choose to accept it, is to do a lot of praying. Oh, they await my decision on something. Hold on. I don't think I've seen this one. Your followers bring you a stone. Its side is carved with rows of glyphs, resembling the water creatures and the waves of the ocean. What should be done with it? I am familiar with remote viewing and astral projection. The Russians did an enormous amount of research into remote viewing, with no undisputed success. Toss it in the ocean where it belongs, or leave it here. It must be a remnant of your predecessors. Demand that followers pray when they see it. That would get me 2,000 faith, but I like consequences. I must return this stone to the ocean, where it belongs. As you throw the stone, you hear a distant rumble coming from the waves. Light flashes in the distance. Birds fall from the sky, and waves thrash violently against the shore. Then silence. 2 of Cthulhu's patience. A little bit of additional patience from the big sea is fine. We're running out of robe. Yeah, I know we're running out of robe. We're not quite done with the ritual, so we can't quite yet get robe making and sheeping. Sheeping is not a word. I know it. Well, what can I say? You point that out, and it makes me feel a little sheepish about having said so.
Do you hear his whisper?
I hear not his whispers, I hear his shouting. Dad worked on security and had high security clearance, and he got intelligence from those sources. And I know the Russians did a lot of investigations into psychic powers in general, remote viewing in particular. During the Cold War. I'm old enough to remember the Cold War, you know. Not like the super cold parts, but yeah, pretty cold. There we go. 38 favor. Hey. It's tentacles, guys. It's the world's angriest calamari. But now... sheep farm and robe making. Yay. Sheep farm and robe making. Sheep farming, that doesn't fit. And robe making. Does that fit? That fits there. I have never heard of remote viewing being used for chronologically remote viewing. Basically, it was trying to get looks at what the other guys were doing.
We
I do not have
require
sufficient workers.
O
I
High
need
Priest.
sheepers. We have 2 sheepers. Woohoo! And once that gets done, we'll drop in a robe maker and like 2 others. We're almost. We've got gonna need 6 more houses pretty soon. We just not gonna have room for everything. More houses. Okay, that one I misplaced. I'll try to not misplace that one. That's 3. I'll wait for them to drop.
We require workers. O
Yeah, I know. You require workers. Well, there you go. You've got 3. You've got space for 2 more. Everybody's working. We're just a bunch of happy, employed, lunatic cultists. It's fine. "30 seconds. All right, we've got 3 more houses. Insufficient homeless followers, yeah. Please consider using a re-educator. I can't make a re-educator yet. Don't think. Re-educator's in the next tier. Blood drainer. Summoning ritual site. That's for horrors. Sooner or later, we're definitely going to need that to defend ourselves. 15 seconds. And 3 more houses. We're going to need 3 more houses, guys. No? Okay. We're going to need 2 more houses, guys. There and there, I guess. New buildings are available to be unlocked. The summoning ritual site. Yeah, this one's big. Don't suppose I could talk you into fitting there? No, I guess not. Over here? Yeah, it's going to be over here. All buildings need to be constructed by roads. Why are you not? You should be constructed. Why is it not connected by a road? Right again. There we go. It's connected now. And then we can start maybe looking at picking these things apart, killing the boats, and then the defenses. I'm not sure. We could kill the city hall with that. It's the enemy dock. I'm not sure what we would have to do to conquer it. We've got, yep. He's got something for us. Deserters. Harbinger's eyes are lifeless, pointed at 2 shivering men, says man, kneeling before him. You have failed, human. What is a shepherd who cannot keep count of his flock? These men, before you, attempted to escape. Do with them as you wish. I'll not lower myself to this matter any further. Order the men to be killed and take their supplies. Well, we get some blood, we'd get some corn. Cthulhu would like it. And we'd get some clams. Allow the men to join the cult. After properly reminding them of their higher purposes. No. Sorry. It had to happen, man. I didn't want to do it. I did not want to do it. Is this thing not being built yet? Come on, builders. Get your stuff together, I think. Yep. Let's rotate it. So you can see it being built. Is that the workers? I think that was the workers who just arrived. And come on. Come on. Almost there. Really close. Anytime now. And I need at least one pylon completed, evidently. Huh. Okay. I clearly don't have an archaeologist. I don't have no idea what the archaeologist does. Beacon altar, new followers, fungus, sacred site invoke festivals, the pylon. Starcraft pylon? Seems unlikely. I think I'm going to call it here for the evening. Seems like a good place to stop for now. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. I'm not positive what I'm going to be playing on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I think I'm going to try, assuming that the functionality is all working and the game is up and running, I will probably try Marvel Rivals. I will attempt to play it. I will play it quite poorly indeed. I feel safe in saying that I will not be proficient, but I'll give it a try. That's my plan anyway. And then Friday, I have pre-purchased my early access to PoE 2. I have maybe 3,000 hours in PoE. I have like 1,200 hours on the Steam side, and I played a lot more than that since I changed away from the Steam client to the regular client, the standalone. So, PoE 2 on Friday, presumably starting sometime between Pacific, 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. That's usually when leagues start, so I'm expecting that to be the starting time. Might be earlier. I have some questions about PoE 2. We'll see if they get answered or not, regardless. I am looking forward to giving it a try. I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out. As always, I am very appreciative. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time with my usual nonsense. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Monday night goes great, and I always like to set an achievable goal, so I hope the rest of your week doesn't suck. I'm back tomorrow. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now.